Hello guys, so in this video I am going to sketch Hyein from K-pop group NewJeans. So before I do that, let's analyze first her picture. So the first thing I notice is that in her picture she's looking in front. So her eyes are both visible, almost the same. And then her the top of her head is visible, entirely visible. And then there's a tilt. Her left eye is much lower than her right eye. This one. And then this is the only ear that is visible. And then because the top of her head is entirely visible, the camera, well, this is my guess, is positioned higher than her eye, so most probably around here. So that's all for analyzing her picture. So the first thing that I will draw is a circle. So this circle will represent the cranium of her head. So this is the simplified representation of her cranium. And then I just measured it by my pencil to make sure that it is almost circle. And then this line is for her hairline, while this one is for her eyebrow, level of her eyebrow. It's way lower than usual because the top of her head, as I said earlier, is entirely visible. So I'm just checking the length using my pencil. And this one is for the bottom of her chin. These are just an assumption. I don't measure the reference. And this line, this diagonal line, is for the center of her face, where the nose is positioned. So these lines will be adjusted later to suit her face. So the next step is drawing her nose. So I used the center line to sketch her nose, and instead of drawing the shape of her face of her nose, I simplified it by using simple shapes like triangle. I also make sure that the tilt is correct, like the one I described earlier. By the way, while drawing this, I didn't realize that the nose is too short. So later, I am going to adjust it. Drawing a reference like this is, for me, a little bit harder because the tilt is so obvious that you can see that her face is in an angle even though she's looking in front. So I almost finished the nose part. So what I'm going to do now is to draw her mouth. I'm just adding some details. Here I'm drawing the top of her lips. Her lips is quite how do I describe it? It's cute. It's cute. It's like an oval with a little bit like a triangle, but it's more on oval. The most important part here is to make sure that the wind of the mouth or the lips is correct. Based on the reference, it's just a little bit wider than her nose. So that's why I made it just a little bit wider. So here I'm checking where I should draw her eyes. The space between her eyes is almost the same size with one of her eye, or maybe of her nose. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. That's why I'm checking right now using my pencil and marking the wind. Eyes is the most important part of the face because you can recognize a person by just looking uh, on her eyes. So you need to make sure that it is correct in size and angle to make it more like the person you want to draw. Uh, Instead of making the eyes complicated, I just simplified the shape of it by drawing some basic shapes. It's like uh, it's like a shape of a lip that has a ball inside. That's what I want to achieve. If you look closely at her left eye, you will notice that it is opened wider than her right eye, which makes her pupil uh, more like a circle than her right pupil. So I'll just fast forward this part where I draw the right eye. So here I'm just correcting the position of the eye, making sure that the tilt is correct. So after this, I will draw her eyebrows, which is not so hard to do. Just like a thick line. So I'm finished. I'm done with the eyes. Here's the part where I noticed that there's something wrong about the length of the nose. It's a little bit shorter than in the reference photo. So what I'm going to do here is make it a little bit lower to make it longer, which is fortunately not so hard to do. So that's what I'm doing right now, correcting my mistakes. Because I redraw the nose, I will also redraw the lips, which is also easy to do. Just a little bit. lower than its current position. So the first thing I did is draw the upper lip, and then draw the lower lip. Fortunately, as I said earlier, her lips is easy to draw. Sometimes this happens that I miscalculate the proportion. So I just correct my mistakes. So now I think it's almost right. Not necessary same size, but almost. So the next thing to do is to draw the side of her face, her cheek, and her jaw. These diagonal lines makes it easier to do. So I'm just connecting the lines. As I said earlier, her ear is a little bit show in the left side of her face. So after this, I am going to draw her forehead. So to draw her forehead, I need to also draw her hair. And because the camera is above her eyes, it appears that her forehead is way bigger. So this part is the easiest part of sketching Hyein because I am almost done drawing the hardest part of drawing her face. So I just need to add some neck and hands. So here I am drawing her neck. So I'm just looking at the reference to make sure that that I'm drawing the hair correctly. So I am almost done with the hair. The next thing is to draw her hand. It's a little bit challenging but not as hard compared to her face. Just make sure to always start drawing the hand as a simple shape. Do not draw it as detailed as the reference. But make sure that the angle and the size is correct. So usually I don't draw the hand when drawing a portrait, but in this case I decided to include it because it looks nice. So I think I'm already done drawing her hand. So I'm almost done. So if you find this video useful, please like and share. So I'm just going to erase some unnecessary lines that I used earlier as a guideline. But actually, if I shade it now, I don't even need to erase all of that. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. So I'm just adding some just a little bit details. There's also a finish shading of it, a shorter version. You can watch it in my channel. So just look at the short video. So thank you for watching. Bye.